I don't like to talk about politics, but I was just thinking, let me take you back to a time not too long ago, only a couple months ago, November of 2024, the presidential election. What was that? What was going on? Like, I feel like that really showed our true colors of society and just how just messed up in the head we are. Like, just the total, like, polarization of both sides, just people completely splitting one or the other. There was no like common ground. There was no connections. It was just separation between society, and it was ugly. It was really hard to watch those times. I remember I was definitely nervous about the election. I mean, I'm not going to act like I wasn't part of the problem, but I was definitely nervous during this time. And I know a lot, I'd go on um, Twitter scroll and just the things you'd see were ridiculous. The people fighting, I get that's probably mostly bots. Like it's not really, that deep on social media. But just the amount of stuff you would see on social media, people would feed into. I know my family members, it was just like, what is going on? What are you guys doing? I know like my girlfriend would have fights with her roommates and blah 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 over all of this. And it was just ridiculous how pressed and angry people get during election times and how like just ruthless people were. It was disgusting. It was horrible. And like I said, like it just shows our society's true colors. Like we have something I don't like that and happen. We have a big event like that happen, and we really saw how people act in a situation of conflict, I'd say, like opposing views. And just because you said, you liked Harris or you liked Trump, you would get attacked by the other side just for saying that. Like it was just ridiculous. Which I get like negativity with in social media. They're gonna highlight these negative interactions with candidates or with the public and talking about their candidates and that like hostility that was there. But it was just ridiculous the way people were acting and honestly just cringy. It was like how do you care this much about something? Like we just gotta chill out, take a step back. It's not that deep. Cause like at the end of the day, these politicians, they say they're gonna change things. They say they're gonna do something. But if they actually do their job, they would not have a job anymore. If they actually fixed problems, there would be less politicians needed. Why would they actually fix problems? That's that that would help them out. Like remember, they're always looking out for themselves. And I don't know, I just it's hard. It's hard to was hard to see all of that horror go on. And I'm definitely glad it's over. I think that these big like machines, these media outlets are just horrible for society. They're just ugly for people to like consume because it's totally like it's totally biased just towards whatever side they want, whether it's CNN or Fox News. It's all just one-sided, just bashing the other side. There's no like actually critiquing. And bro, it just what the hell was it when like CNN and everyone's calling the whatever the Republicans had like a Nazi rally and saying that they were Nazis and all of this shit and like just fascist and using every like just buzzword they possibly could and just sounding like absolute idiots. Like that just made them sound so stupid. Like you're really calling a party the Nazis, which I'm not sitting here and gonna say like the other side didn't do it either. Like it was just stupid ass name calling. It just immature shit. But it's like that's what these politicians are. They're just fucking kids up at the top for some reason. But I think it's all just a big show. Like they're there for a reason to split the, country, divide the country and not have unity because unity makes a country strong. And I would love to see like that come back, no matter what you believe in, what you live by, we can still find a common ground to raise a better place for our kids. I think we've definitely lost part of that. I don't know where we went wrong, to be honest, which I'm not old enough. It happened way before I was born. But it's like what when did this shift change? Because I'm sure politics have always been like this. They've always just been so, I don't know, just brutal. Because it's like my thing is I think these people like put on a big show. They sit here and bitch at people, and then like, later they're having Sunday brunch with each other, and it's all just part of a show, just a big machine. But like I said earlier, it really shows where our society is. We are just in a dark place, and that election just highlighted perfect where we are. And I think we need to make some drastic changes. Like if you have opposing views of someone, don't disrespect them. Like don't I don't know. Don't attack them. Like have a civil conversation, debate, whatever you want, and just keep your cool. Which I know I'm sure a lot of you did not do this during the election, but I don't know. This is just a message for society because that shit was horrible. That shit was ugly. Like my God. I don't know even what was that. It was like a no, like a dystopia that we're living in. And I hope it gets better. I hope that we can actually work together instead of make things worse. But like I said, politicians, they can't actually do the right thing because that just, they're out of a job. If they actually fixed things, they'd be out of a job. So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like I don't want to say the government's out to get you, but to a point, they are out to get you. And I don't even know. And it's kind of crazy, like all of this fraud that the Doge has been scraping up. It's interesting, like, which I'm sure a lot of it is true. Some of it's probably, like I said again, just exploiting and making things sound a lot worse than they are in propaganda. But it's insane how much fraud is going on in this country and how much money is just being wasted by people who are paying into the system, and we get taxed out the ass for no fucking reason to pay for stupid ass shit. And like I said, it's definitely blown out of proportion. I'm sure. I mean, it's bad, but I'm sure it's not as bad as they make it out to be, like Fox News or whatever makes it out to be, because of course they're going to blame it on, oh, the previous administration because they were in office instead of just blaming it on America. Like, we can't blame it on America. You got to have a two-party system so you can just blame it on the other. You can't take fault and say that we all did a poor job. But I don't know, this shit just pisses me off how these politicians just live this like glamorous life. And these very few of them, well, they once did, I'm sure, but very few of them know what it's like to live just a regular life, be a regular person. They do not know what it means to struggle to pay for your groceries. They don't know what it means to struggle to put gas in your car every week. They don't know the grind that regular people go through. And it just pisses me off that they act like they can relate to us. Very few of them, I believe, can relate to what normal, everyday people struggle with. It's just absurd. I mean, I don't know. There's definitely no solution, but it just pisses me off how just these people think they're royalty, how they think they're above everything. And I get they're in positions of power, and it definitely corrupts people, but it just drives me insane. But dude, that election was wild. I just wanted to point that out. You know, wanted to give a couple months or more than a couple months, 5 months to just, plan this video. And really, this video wasn't planned, but I wanted to like kind of collect my thoughts and reflect on that time period that we lived in because it was wild. So yeah, guys, I don't know. I just kind of rambled there, but I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like and subscribe if you're enjoying my content. I know I've had tremendous support from everyone. And I really appreciate you guys just loving the videos, liking the videos, commenting. So comment down below. Let me know what you think. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.